If selected tomorrow, it will be your 100th one-day international for England. What does that milestone mean to you?
Obviously means a lot. To play 100 games for England, ODI games, it's obviously a dream. Never ever thought in my wildest dreams that I would get close to it. So, it's an amazing feeling.
Is there a moment in the previous 99 matches that maybe stands out above all others for you?
Don't know. Probably 100 at Bristol would be definitely one. But no, just being part of the team, being part of the change, I guess, since when I first came in from 2015, and to see the team where we are now, it's. I think that would be. Looking back, if I was to retire, I'd always think about I was part of that change and that whole mindset changing and the great cricket that we played.
How is the team at the moment? You obviously had those injury blows a week or so ago. People are getting better now, of course. We saw Jason Roy for the first time with a bat today, for example. How's his recovery gone?
He's doing really well, I think. Speaking to him, he obviously desperate to come get himself ready and play, and hopefully we'll see him very soon. And but the team's as always, we're in great shape in terms of atmosphere around, and everyone's looking forward to it. We're not, even if we have some big injuries and stuff, we've got players who are not playing well, also very good. So the environment's amazing, like it always is, and we're trying to be as professional as we can in our games, and we've played really well so far.
You have got Australia now in less than a week. How important is it to go into that game off the back of another win?
Of course, you want to win all the games, but if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't. But it's obviously a big game, and all our games are big for us, and we know that momentum is key. So both teams are playing well, and I'm sure they're very confident as well. So, it's a big game, no matter what situation, World Cup or not World Cup. It's a huge game for both teams.
Goes Rory in the middle here, just in the middle. Pass the mic around. Thank you.
Moin, it's been a fair bit of cricket now in this tournament. Do you look at it and think that the top four teams that are there now are the best four in the tournament and probably the semi-finalists?
Anything can happen, obviously, we all know that. And I'm sure teams like Bangladesh would have something to say about that. They're playing really well, and I think they're a very dangerous side for everybody. So, you can lose to anybody in this tournament. Sri Lanka pose a big threat tomorrow, and as you saw against Australia, they were playing really well and probably could have won that game as well. So, at the moment, the top four are there for a reason, because they're playing probably the best cricket of all the teams and most consistent. So, there's still a lot of games to go, but it looks like it could be the top four. But anything can happen.
Do you think a team like Sri Lanka, there's not been too many upsets in the tournament? Do you think that almost sort of cranks up the likelihood that a team like Sri Lanka can knock one of those top four off?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we thought that about all the teams. Afghanistan, we thought at Old Trafford on a used wicket could be a massive threat, and I think the good thing is we've adapted really well so far and kind of been very professional, where maybe in the past the odd game would slip up and stuff, but we know every game is huge for us, and every point that we get is going to be massive. Could be some weather around later in tournament stuff, so we want to make the most of the occasion. And it's a World Cup once we're playing, and we know every game is big for us.
George at the back, if you just want to pass the mic back, please, Steve.
G'day. There was England were without an opener a week or so ago, and I think you've got 200s as an ODI opener, haven't you? Was there any thought about putting yourself forward for that role, or was there any talk about you going back to the top of the order?
No, not at all. I mean, I think if I played that Southampton game, maybe I would have opened then, but no, I think when you've got someone of Vince's quality, and I guess that's the reason why he was picked as a batter, as a spare batter almost, and because of the quality that he brings as an opening batsman, and I think it was the right decision made.
And how are you feeling with your batting form? Obviously, good in the IPL, good innings the other day, but struggling at number 7 sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a easy position in my opinion. I mean, I know you're always dictated by the pace of the game. You either got to come in, hit quick runs, which doesn't always happen, as you saw. Top batters like Joss and Ben Stokes always find that hard as well. So It's always nice when you've had a bit of balls, 40, 50 balls under your belt, and then to first come in and have a go, it's not always easy. And it kind of, I heard from a great player that, if you have 10 innings, if you come off 3 times, you've done really well. But when you come off properly.
Ali?
Mo, what's the best advice that you could give to James Vince? Because he's a kind of, throughout the squad, there's hundreds throughout the whole batting lineup, but he's only really got 150 so far. What's the best way for him to kind of find his feet in this side?
I think it's been very difficult for him. I think he's always come in knowing that he's probably not going to be there for longer than 2 games, or maybe even 1 sometimes. But depending on Jason's injury, I would probably say to him, just go out and, not the cliche of express yourself and stuff, but just go out like you're going to play all the games and, make the most of you playing a World Cup in England. Probably never going to do it again, or we don't know, but, just enjoy yourself as much as you can more than anything. Don't get too caught up in making sure you have to score 100 or you have to score runs. Just, they will come if you're such a good player that those runs will definitely come if you just almost enjoy it rather than thinking it's always a test.
Yes, sir.
Moin, it's been a pretty relentless format, the round robin. Do you find it tough really hitting the straps every time you get onto the field?
No, it's something to win a tournament. You're going to have to do that all the time, and more so in pressure situations. And our motto almost has been to not take the foot off the gas. To really, every game is we play it like it's our last game, and I think if we play like that, and obviously have the enjoyment and stuff, but every game is huge, and we know that, like I said, we all know as players that this is probably the only World Cup as a team we're going to be together at home. So, let's make the most of it, and every game counts.
Mo, you mentioned how much this England team has improved since your first cap, but does that only count for something if you win a trophy at the end of it?
I think so, yeah. The improvement everybody knows, and we've been talking about it for a while now, but as a team we know that a trophy matters for us, and hopefully this is it. But without putting that extra, the pressure is going to be there anyway, but not getting too tense, and be true to the way we've been playing, and not change during those big pressure situations, which we haven't done so far.
And you came in and whacked 4 sixes and after Morgan 17. Is there any little rivalry between the players of the England team of who can hit the most sixes?
Not really, but we talk about it. Obviously, we talk about who hits the biggest sixes and stuff. But I think mine was probably the biggest the other day. We do definitely have a bit of banter about it, and I big myself up a little bit. Yeah.
We'll take a couple more.
Perfect.
One more here in the front, then we're done.
Sorry, boss.
Hi, Moin, for the last Infinity tournament, the spinners have been working with some 10 back. You have been in the past as well. So in this particular format where it's more extensive and everything, what are the areas you and Adil are working on?
We're both obviously different. He works a lot on his variations and more tactical side of things, whereas with me, with Saki, it's more about just repeating and try and bowl my best ball. I think Saki is different with both of us, and he knows that, and we both have different roles in the side, so we talk more about that, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks,